Welcome to this podcast, Holistic Creators, where we share our unique and universal stories about shaping the future for the 4 Ps: people, planet, purpose, and profit. My name is Swanette. I'm a mental coach and your host of this show. My intention for this show is to inspire you on your path to a holistic future. So welcome. Hello and welcome to my podcast, Holistic Creators. My name is Swanette and I'm your host. Today, my guest is Anahita Shahrvini. So welcome to my podcast.
Thank you, Swanette. Nice to be here.
Yes, so we are today in a very special circumstance as we meet at the Podapalooza, and I already got the information a little bit about you. So you are the owner of GogoBags, handmade business. You built around your mother hobby in 2010, starting at a craft fair. You took the company to become a recognized brand eventually, who sells to significant stores around Canada. With over a decade of experience in craft markets and running a handcraft business, and 2 decades before that as an independent travel agency, you had a lot of wisdom and solutions for your own one-on-one and group clients. So this will be a very interesting topic. What did you do to become yourself, to go into entrepreneurship, to become your own boss?
Yeah, I think I was born my own boss. I was born in an entrepreneurial family. Since I was born, actually around my birth, my father built his own travel agency, so I was born into that lifestyle. But in general, it's all my life I did things that came easy to me, and it was fun and joyful for me to do. So obviously when it turned, like, I started at the age of 19 helping with my dad's travel agency, but when I came to Canada about 22 years ago, I continued that. I was only employed for maybe 4 years in my whole life. And the rest of it, I was all entrepreneur. Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing to see that this is kind of in your genes already. Yeah, being an entrepreneur. And understanding, yes, a lot of my people here now listening, perhaps they have also this feeling, or I would like to do something very special. I want to create my own business. Are there any tips you can give that helped you, or looking back, helped you to create your own businesses? So as you already created 2. So what is that you can give?
Yes. So I would say really see what they love and what is the essence that gives them joy, because there is no fun in running a business if you don't enjoy it. And it's just another, it can be another employment if you're just going after the money per se. And the other thing is that when you find that niche, when you find that thing that really lights you up, then treat it as a business, because business is very different. I ran a handmade business around my mom's hobby. I created GogoBags because she wanted to do something, and she's a very creative person. I don't like sewing myself per se. I love marketing and creating images and business and sales. So we were a good match because I was doing the business part. I was looking at the numbers, doing the marketing, and she was doing the creative part. And now that I'm teaching all other artisans and makers how to grow their business, I really emphasize that they need to have their creativity and do what they love, but at the same time, look at their whole big umbrella of business as a business and treat it know their numbers and statistics and, deal with it seriously.
Yeah, for some people, having a hobby, this is okay. They really like that and ambitious about that. But then when it becomes a business, they kind of lose their ambitious about that because now they have to do this. And how did you handle that?
Yeah, exactly. Because yes, you're right. Sometimes when you're loving something and then you push yourself to force that thing to make money for you, you can lose passion of that creativity. I would suggest really to, and this happens, and it happened to me as well. It happens because of burnout. It happens because when we become entrepreneurs and when we we become a creative entrepreneur doing something that we love, any kind of work that is, if it's a painting, if it's a sewing material, because we love doing that, we continue doing it without giving ourselves a break. And most of crafters that they turn their craft into a business, they don't create that boundary to have a business hours and not work 24/7. And that I feel, for me at least, I wasn't giving myself a break. That's why the hobby turned into, what do you call it? Something heavy that I didn't want to even look at it. So I would suggest really to give themselves a break, and once in a while do something new. Because if you're doing a painting and you're doing it for a business, after a while it gets boring. So once in a while, do something new, bring some new techniques, or even completely go out of the business and have a new hobby as well.
So what I can imagine is that, especially for creative people, when it becomes a business, then perhaps also having pressure. So now I have to create something because I want to sell it. This will reduce the creativity.
Exactly. Yes. Lots of pressure that way.
Yeah. So I think it makes a difference if you are in kind of more strategic job where you can say, okay, no, I can do this without being even perhaps in the best state, but being very creative means, like creating handbags or creating pictures or whatever. You really need to be in a good state. So do you have also some experience about bringing yourself in different kind of emotional states, like when you said, okay, I'm stressed out, I'm worked so much, I need a break. What do you do to kind of relax and calm down and get more fuel again and become empowered again?
I will walk in nature. That really helps, but I move my body. Whenever I'm stuck in business, I move my body. And that's the indication that I haven't done my exercises. I haven't done, moving my body. But walks in the nature really, really helps. And you're right. When people are, when you have a creative person trying to make business out of that art, and it becomes a little bit of pressure to keep continuing and creating. But at the same time, sometimes moving from different tasks in the business is difficult too, because creative brain works differently than mathematical brain. And they have to go back and forth between sales and their bookkeeping and their, all the things that they have to do on the business side and all the things that they have to do with creative side. So I normally suggest to my clients to have days that they do just admin and days that they do just creative stuff, because then they will be more productive in those areas.
So this means like having kind of an organization or a structure, like today or like this time I really concentrate and focus just on doing this kind of things, like doing my creative work, and then having another time like, okay, now I have to sit down and do my admin stuff. And not
Yeah.
mixing it, not jumping from this part to this part, and perhaps losing also track on both parts. Yeah,
Exactly. Yes,
yeah.
it's helpful that way.
Yeah. So what I also see is that becoming an entrepreneur means that you don't only have to do what you really love to do. So if you are creative and then you start doing the admin things or other things like taxes, and a lot of people say, I really don't like that, I have to do that, but it goes slow because I have to force myself to do this kind of things. How do you see that?
Absolutely. At least at the beginning, you have to do everything. You're wearing all the hats. You're the accountant, you're the bookkeeper, you are the marketer, the graphic designer, and the producer. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be. I really encourage my clients to, even if they have to barter with their friends to get help in some areas, because as you said, it takes longer for them to do the jobs that they don't like. And it will take away from their creativity and from creating those products to sell. So at the beginning, they may have to do a lot of things themselves, but at the same time, they can be creative and barter and find low-cost hires, like for their social media, they can hire their teenagers to do those things. And when they grow, they definitely have to delegate the jobs that they don't like, because then it wouldn't be a business if they can't delegate. And this is a very sensitive topic, especially for creative entrepreneurs, because and people who do crafts, because they love DIYs. They like to do things themselves, but no one can be successful in business all alone.
Yeah, so, and this is a very important, even at the beginning, finding people who can support you. For me, for example, sometimes I have a virtual assistant. There's no need that she even is here where I am, but I can delegate tasks I don't like. And she is so quick, and she loves to do these kind of things where I always think, okay, fill out an Excel sheet, please do that. It's not mine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there are really people out, you can't imagine, that love these kind of things you hate, and or you are not good in. And so finding someone, even if it is only for a short time or for a little money to help you with this kind of things, because if you are creative, your work is to create and then delegate as much as you can that is not really in your genius zone. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes. Can you tell us a little bit more about what exactly you are doing at this moment?
So at this moment, while I still have GogoBags, I am a mentor and a business coach to Handmade, like a handmade business coach to crafters, artisans who like either to start their own handmade business, or they have already started and they want to take their business to the next level, selling their handmade products online, in markets, in craft markets, and in stores. And I help them with most of the times what I find my clients need is the money portion, how to calculate their costs, calculate their product pricings, and what to do with money side of things. But in general, I coach them around what markets are great for them and what to do to gain more traction with their customers, and how to take their stories and make it interesting for their customers, because customers who buy handmade products, they actually buy into the story of people. So yeah, that's what I help them with. Mm-hmm. And my company's name is Ask Anahita Consulting.
Okay. So when these people come to you, is there a certain process you have, like where you bring them through, or is it very individual work that you're doing?
Well, I have a lot of workshops happening on my group, on Facebook group, which is called Thriving Makers on the Facebook world. And so they come through the workshops or my freebies, and how I kind of assess if we are a good fit. Most of my clients all of my clients get a 45-minute free income breakthrough sessions. And then from there, right now, it's a one-on-one basis. It's a one-year program that I create the program based on their needs. So it is a one-on-one coaching and mentorship.
Okay, so this is on the one hand, a good starting, like understanding what is the status quo, what is the situation, and then the work is individual, but also you have your groups where people can share their experience and
exactly
support each other. I think this is also very important that you listen to what is the story of other people, what have they tried, what works for them, what perhaps could work for you as well, and these kind of things. Yeah. So what are typical clients? You said that these are people that do handcrafting, are creative. Can you give us some examples?
Examples of my clients?
Yeah. So
okay. Yeah. So far, a lot of my clients are clients who came out of incorporation. They had an incorporate job, and now they're trying to make a business out of their art. Because of COVID, a lot of people got laid off, and they started their own art, and now they need to know how to sell them. But yes, right now I'm working with more startups, but I also have a couple of clients that are seasoned clients, and they want to get to stores. So both sides.
Okay. And do you see a kind of a pattern in their personality?
So all of them are creative and fun to work with. And all of them are very hardworking and eager to get this right and make this work for their lifestyle. They're kind of a rebel in a sense that, well, I'm done with the corporate 9-to-5 job, and I want to make something with my hands and make people's lives better and fun with the kind of art and work that they do with their hands.
Do you think that this is at the moment also a kind of a trend that people come back to really wanting to have handcraft things and not the industrial material anymore? So that like really having this, okay, this is really hand manufactured and special, and there is kind of love in this product. Do you see that this is a kind of a trend?
Absolutely, it's a trend, especially after like when COVID hit and everything was stopped, all the businesses and all the import and export basically stopped. It was very obvious that businesses who had products that were handmade in your local, like in your own country, were able to still work and were able to still service the community. And I think, yes, I think we're coming back to having a smaller community handmade and value the quality of handmade products.
Yeah, I think this is also very interesting understanding about the value. So what is it really worth to have something that is long lasting, that is individual, and not this, from my point of view, we lived a long time in this kind of, we need to consume. Yeah, so we need to have every season a new jacket, and every new season new shoes and whatever. And now perhaps this idea comes up, okay, I want to have something that is very special for me, but this is also like for helping me for a long time, is there for me for a long time, and it's not like for just one season and then I throw it away.
Absolutely. Yes. People, I feel like a lot of people, especially people who go after handmade and locally made products, they want something that is long lasting, and they want something that it's unique to them. When you buy from a mass-produced, you buy a product that is mass-produced and in all stores, especially when you want to give somebody a special gift, you can't find something that is really special. They have seen it somewhere, at least. But when you buy something that is handmade, even if that person created hundreds of the same necklace or the same vase, they're still handmade and they still have a tiny little bit of differences. We can't make the handmade product exactly the same. So every one of them will have their own story, and they will be unique to either use for yourself or give as a gift.
Yeah, I absolutely get that. And I think this is a nice trend because it goes back really to value of resources and to have things for a long time. So I can remember my grandmother, I had some things that were so old, and they were still in good shape, and she really loved them. And it was like, okay, now I can give, she gave them over to me. And I said, okay, now they are still for my whole lifetime, perhaps. Yeah. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have that in GogoBags, which is a line of reusable bags. I created these bags in a way that my customers from 12 years ago, they're still using the same bag they bought at the first, like my first craft market. And they still say, oh my God, this is still working. So it's been 12 years and our first bag still is working for people in their kitchens, keeping their vegetables fresh. So yeah, handmade products really, it's worth spending the money on, because you get the value, lifetime value out of them.
So do these people sell the products only locally, because you sometimes now said it's locally, but or is there also a chance that people from wherever can have access and buy this kind of handmade things? So are there
absolutely, there are ways. Like my suggestion to my clients is that to start locally and start from their farmers markets and craft markets, to kind of learn about their own business and learn about how people use their products and what are the language that people use to express their the value that it's in their products, and then take it online. Right now with online purchases, we can ship almost anywhere in the world. So that could be international. And the other very good way for makers to create steady income is to wholesale to retail stores, have their handmade products sell in different gift shops and different stores that are unique for, like it's a niche market for them. And that could be done also globally. There is nothing wrong with that. And it's doable. I have done it. So it's doable.
Okay, so at the beginning, what you would say is, start with the local market, understand, it's kind of a market research.
Exactly.
You have to see if these products are already optimal for your clients, or if you need to iterate them or change them a little bit, getting also the feedback about the wording. And I think this is really important when it comes to marketing and to describe the products. What are the words the clients use, not the ones
Absolutely.
you use.
Absolutely. It's the best market research too, because they're making money. They're selling their products, making money to do the research as well. So yes, start small and with their local markets, and then grow strategically.
Okay. And so if you say grow strategically, at one point, perhaps it comes now that it is not possible to really go on making this handmade. So how would you see that? If I could imagine that there's a kind of an upper limit when this is not scalable anymore. Or do you think that there is kind of no limit?
Yeah, absolutely. It is scalable. So when they start making their own product, and when there is a proof of concept that this product is needed and people are using it, the value is good. And by the time they get to stores, they can not outsource production, but have other people on coming and helping them to for production or other things that is done in the business, so that they can be the creative person in the business. But definitely a handmade business is scalable like any other business. And yes, it may take more people to do that. But that's a business. If they want to grow their business, they have to eventually either outsource or have somebody else helping them in production of that product. Otherwise, and there is nothing wrong with having a business that is all locally, still can give them the income that they want, because you can make off your business the way you want. Some are in the business to just make a modest living out of that business and just have fun. And some are in the business to expand the business and take it to 6-figure, 7-figure business, and that is also doable.
Okay. So, and you are able to help them in all the processes as a coach to understand, okay, what are their goals? Like, do you want to just have it as a little bit, perhaps as a side income, or do you want to scale it and become really big? And these kind of questions, you can all figure this out with the clients?
Absolutely. Actually, when they sign up, when any client signs up with me, we go through a VIP day that we go over their numbers, their goals, and their dreams about their business. So I can have a better picture of where they want to be at the end of our program, to create a path for them to get there and to help them to further even see themselves above and beyond what they imagined it could be. And yes, so yeah, absolutely, I can figure that out. And that's what I encourage all of my clients to do, because there is no point of pushing yourself if your dream was not to extend your business to the whole world and make it a 6-figure, a 7-figure. There is no point of, bothering yourself with all those activities. So the whole idea of running your own business is just to be your own boss and do what you love, right?
Mm-hmm. So if people are now interested and would like to connect with you, what are the possibilities?
Yeah, they can connect with me on Instagram. My handle is Ask Anahita, and my website is askanahita.com. So anywhere they can type Ask Anahita, ASKANAHITA. They can find me, and I'll be happy to be of service to any of your audience, listeners.
Yeah. Last but not least, is there anything that you would like to share that I didn't ask you yet?
Yeah, I have one very important advice, if you say so. For all the listeners that are relating to being a creative entrepreneur, is that to hire their coach sooner than later, because they can save a lot of time and money and pain. Learning from somebody who had gone that path, who knows what's coming next or what is the mistake that could be prevented. I have a client that she, on a daily basis, she tells me, I wish I knew you 6 months earlier because I would save a lot of money and time. So, and I understand that that's a difficult thing sometimes for crafters and people who are turning their hobby into a business. But I highly suggest it because that's the way to grow.
Yeah, wow. Thank you so much for all the information you shared, and thanks for being my guest on this show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening or watching my podcast, Holistic Creators. If you want to know more about how I can help and support you, have a look at my website, spiritualchangemaker.com. You can also join my Facebook group, Spiritual Changemakers Community. Stay tuned for the next episode by subscribing to this channel. And you also can check the previous episodes.